Fiverr challenged me to help a subscriber publish a book in 90 days, and so far, we've been on a tear. We dug deep into our subscriber base and found paranormal cozy mystery author and full-time homeschooling mother of two, Sarah Walday. She's published over 13 books over the past 5 years, yet lacks any of the traction to make a full-time living from her author business. We've already done a ton of work over the last 10 days, but there's still so much to get done. I have a feeling it's about to start speeding up real fast. About 5 days ago, we put in the order with Olivia Pro Design at Fiverr for 2 of the 7 covers. As you can imagine, loading up Olivia with all 7 covers is a recipe for disaster, especially since we're having the ebook, paperback, and audiobook covers done all at once. Also, I have to admit some reservations. Not so much about Olivia. I mean, she could do that and some. More so my ability to distinguish between a good paranormal cozy mystery cover and a great one. I'm calling an emergency meeting with Sarah just so I don't approve covers that aren't exactly what Sarah wants and what the market craves. That's pretty damn good. Hey Sarah, I got the first 2 cover iterations from Olivia. I just need to know we're on the right track. You ready to see them?
I am ready. She looks so sassy. Oh, they're great. They're great.
Though Sarah has proven her skills as an author, I didn't want to leave anything to chance. For the past 5 years, Sarah couldn't afford hiring a professional editor and mostly relied on, I swear, this isn't a sponsored spot just yet, it's the truth, Fiverr. While she couldn't swing an editor, she could afford proofreading and beta reading services before she finalized her manuscript for publishing. Now, over a week ago, I reached out to my personal writing coach, Jeannie DeVita, aka Callie Chase. She's a top faved Kindle Vella author, UCLA writing instructor, second-generation author, and longtime editor to many traditionally published and self-published authors. Jeannie's going to be the direction and further validation Sarah needs in order to confidently move forward with publishing. So last week, we sent Sarah's upcoming release, Burned, to Jeannie for developmental editing.
First and foremost, I want to tell you, I really enjoyed Burned. I love cozy mysteries, and I feel like one of the things that's hardest about writing cozies is bridging sort of that line between procedural stuff and technical details and still telling a very believable, compelling story. So I loved it. I thought you did such a wonderful job with the mysteries, though.
Thank you. Thank you.
Honestly, the number one message too about any editor that you would work with that I think is really important to convey, not only to you, but to all writers, is the editor's job is not to crush your story, crush your voice, change who you fundamentally are. Really and truly, like what I want to help you with today and through the process of you working on not only this book, but other projects, is to really see how an outside set of eyes, putting a sort of different lens over your work, can really just do one thing, and that is make this more readable for that reader. So at different points in storytelling, you've got the story that you have in your mind that you think is going to feel really powerful and compelling, but then when it gets to those words on the page, it's really got to make sense to someone who's not in your head. And what a really good developmental editor or book coach will do is kind of take a step back from the emotion of your story and say, okay, Sarah, a good cozy mystery needs to do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever those things are. And you're accomplishing certain things this way, but here's where I was pulled out of the story, or here's where I got confused. Here's something that I thought was maybe missing. And what I do professionally is understand story structure and look at what's happening in both the traditional market, indie published books, and sort of see the places where other writers accomplish those same things so that I can draw those comparisons for you really quickly. And then you can say, I get it. So when you say the world building kind of breaks down here, that's not a criticism. That's not me trying to change your book, your process, or your voice, but it's really me trying to identify those friction points where if a reader comes across even a single word and the connotation or the phrasing doesn't make sense, it's going to slow them down, and they're going to maybe take a step back and say, I don't get it, or it's a little too much work to keep reading and figuring it out. And so working together, we just want to reduce the friction, and keep that reader turning the pages. So none of what I'm saying or what I will offer to you today in terms of feedback is the only way or the right way to do this. It is truly sort of collective experience, energy, and skill. And you'll be able to take sort of the vocabulary and the tools that I show you today and read other cozy mysteries and see these things at work, and then look back at your own work and say, okay, I don't want to do that because this just doesn't feel right for Penny, or this doesn't feel right for how I really want this series to live. And that's 100% okay. But now you're making informed decisions rather than maybe today where you're like, I told the story, but I'm not sure what works or what doesn't work. At least, it's almost like having that little master class and then saying, I'm still going to go my own way here, but I really liked how that, sounded or felt, and I feel I can do more with my book. The first thing I want to do is just sort of define the 5 essential building blocks of any book, any fiction genre story, whatever, if you're in romance or mystery. These 5 things are going to be the same. They're going to be there. They just might look a little bit different depending on what type of story you're writing.
Hey, I'd love to share the whole coaching call, but it's an hour long. If you want to see behind the scenes footage and support the cause of this series, consider becoming a channel member, whether book rescue backer or honorary channel sponsor. You'll get to see all the coaching calls in full plus more. Hit the join button below this video or visit dalelinks.com/membership to find out more details.
See, Sarah, you totally got it. That's awesome. All of that works and sounds absolutely fantastic. And I think at the end, you'll have a longer book, a slightly more robust. Think of it like basket weaving. Like those fibers are just going to be tighter, and that means your reader is hopefully going to be more engaged, easier read, and click through, because again, you've got a great premise. I mean, this would be a very different conversation if the mystery didn't work, very different, but the mystery is great. So hopefully all these other things are just going to elevate the story that you want to tell and keep those readers coming back for more book after book.
Oh, thank you.
I also did a tiny bit of copy editing kind of stuff just for your information. Like one thing that you might want to keep track of, and this is not a big deal, is just your verb tense. There's times when you slip into present tense.
Thank you.
Not a big deal. Yeah, it's just I'm in there. I might as well mark it for you. But feel free to ask any questions. And if those comments seem clipped, like I'm confused, what does this mean? Don't assume like an angry tone. It's literally like, I'm confused. What does this mean? So it would be
like my face. Don't assume I'm mad because of my face.
Right. It would be a novel, and it'd be really hard to read that little comment if I was like, Sarah, I love this, so don't feel bad, but I'm confused. So a brief, okay. I'm confused, or what does this, or how does this? So always assume you've got this happy voice and very supportive cheerleader on the other side of all that red.
Though Sarah's neck deep in editing work, we have a bright spot to break up the monotony. The rest of our cover designs are in, so let's go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage.
Oh my goodness, she's so cute. Oh, look at her. Oh, the disco ball. She looks great with orange hair. Oh, look at the purple in the background. That's awesome. And the camper. Yeah. They're so cute. They capture everything I see Penny as. She's a little bit saucy. She's a little bit confused. And then the backgrounds are beautiful. And her cat is just crazy on the side. And then the raven is always just there.
I am not gonna lie when I say I'm a little nervous right now. Over the past 2 videos, we cranked out a lot of work, and I got a little cocky forgetting that the writing part is the most labor intensive. Sarah addressed her editor notes and is ready for the next step. Rather than bog us down with another video chat meeting, I figured we could skip right to the chase and order some beta readers on Fiverr. While I've always showcased Fiverr for handling cover design, interior formatting, book marketing, and more, I've yet to try out beta readers. These are the types of readers who read, analyze, and provide niche relevant feedback to make your manuscript much better. So we ordered from Bacillus, Sarah May W., and Alvenicus. Each Fiverr seller says they can deliver the goods within a week and a half. So while we're waiting to get their notes back, you can visit our fully vetted list of Fiverr sellers when you visit our affiliate link at dalelinks.com/list. Special thanks to the exclusive sponsors, Fiverr, for the generous contributions and support. Want to give Fiverr a virtual high five for helping out? Then order your next self-publishing service when you visit dalelinks.com/Fiverr. We're nearly halfway through our 90-day challenge and have a lot of work to still do. The good news is all 3 beta readers came back with their notes and had overall positive things to say about Sarah's upcoming release. But we're not done yet. While most authors would pull the trigger and say done is better than perfect, we decided to put on one more layer of protection: proofreading. Let's make sure everything is shipshape and showroom ready for launch. So we're tapping into a service with a familiar face to this channel, Sam Wright Writes. This top seller ghost wrote a book for me a couple years ago, so I'm circling back around to Sam to tighten up on Sarah's manuscript one more time. His experience working with Penguin Random House, Penn State Health, and the self-publishing platform Lulu are enough credentials to show how qualified he is for the job. Sadly, nothing good should ever be rushed. It's going to take another 10 days.
So there is 4 different websites I typically go to for using free and premium book promotion sites. Okay. There's TCK Publishing, there's Kindlepreneur, there's Readsy, and then there's David Gaughran's website. They have a list of all these different free and premium book promotion sites.
Yes.
I'm going to send you the link to that. This is your impossible task. Your impossible task is going to be going through this list, and I want you to sift through. You're going to filter out what are the sites that are going to work for your book and what aren't. So if something doesn't work out, like a romance publishing one might not be like right for you. So you just go, okay, I'm not going to use this website, but you're going to put together a spreadsheet of all these different sites, what their costs are going to be, if it's free or it's premium. We're looking for free ones because obviously since we're working on such a fixed budget, I want to get you into the habit of finding those free resources and tapping into them. If you do complete it, all the better. But here's the cool thing. As soon as you've done it once, you have these 4 websites, you got yourself an entire spreadsheet. Each book launch hereafter, you've got things put in place. There is a book. It's called the Book Reviewer Yellow Pages. I would recommend reading it on desktop because then you can just go ahead and type something into a document while you have the manuscript open, unless you want to, just get your Kindle out and just do that. But the Yellow Pages is going to eat up a lot of time because, look how thick that is. It's pretty amazing. You see everything from book blogging to tour organizers for book blog tours, review businesses and such. But you're going to do the same thing. Go through those, see which ones work. What you're going to want to keep an eye out for is timing. Some websites want you to send 2 weeks in advance. Some want you to only send it the day of. So that's going to be the thing, is figuring out, because then you're going to want to figure out, okay, we've got all these put in order. We want to organize them now as to which of these sites are we going to do it. And you're going to treat each one of the sites like you do a newsletter swap or a group promo. Don't load it all into one day. You're going to spread it out. Get it like the week before and the week of your book launch. And if you want to do a couple weeks before, that's fine. And a couple weeks after, it's whatever. If you've got enough to put, like, say, 2 different promotional avenues per day over the course of 2 weeks, that's easily like 28 different avenues. And I know between the promo sites and the Yellow Pages that you're going to have plenty of options, not to mention you get newsletter swaps or group promos set up ahead.
While most authors are quick to churn out their next publication, the savvy ones take their time. They're methodical and never skip the boring yet essential work of editing, beta reading, and proofreading. That way, when they go to launch the book, it's well received, therefore leading to lifelong readers and customers. Why miss that opportunity by trying to beat the clock? What's the point? As much as it pains my soul to have drained through most of our 90 days up till now, I feel more at ease knowing Sarah is leading with her best efforts. So now that we have a finished manuscript, let's plan the book launch, the single most important event in the lifespan of a book. If we get this wrong, all hope is lost and we're back to square one. Will we make the 90-day deadline? I sure hope so.